Okay, let's begin by drawing the inner eye. Remember, that's the shape the inner eyelid makes, and the core of the expression a subject is making. I'll start in the left-hand corner. If you look closely, you can see I'm using the axis line to help me get started at the right angle by recreating the little triangle in the corner the eye makes with it. I know where the fold of the eyelid starts, so I have the distance between them, and I know those two lines will run parallel, so get the shape of the inner eyelid in, and the lip of the eyelid will follow. Look for the shape the axis line and the corner of the eye make on the right as well. Start with that triangle. Then all you have to do is focus on making this shape above the axis line, and that should be easy. This is how an artist's mind works. I'm just breaking the task up into manageable pieces and making you look for the angles of lines one at a time. Don't try to draw an eye, just think about one line at a time. Now I'll move to the bottom eyelid. But now, when you're drawing it, think about what you learned about the Fibonacci sequence. See the curves and the shapes. Here it is on the top eyelid, here it is on the bottom, and here they are together. That should help you get that curve and find that flow. The rest of it is almost parallel to the axis line. To draw the iris, begin by drawing the curve of the white of the eyeball. The upper eyelid should flow right into it. See that? Once you have that line, just make the curve of the iris parallel. If you're having trouble seeing it, look to the negative space. Draw the triangle the white of the eye makes. To draw the left side of the iris, just complete the circle. Pay attention to the spots where it goes behind the eyelids. Next, I'll draw where the skin on the upper eyelid folds. Just estimate this distance, and the rest of the line is parallel to the line of the inner eyelid. I'm going to draw in the line that the eyelashes, eyeliner, and shadow make as well. Otherwise, this distance looks too wide. Since the line of the eyelid gets lost in this darkness, outline the shape of the shadow. That'll help make your line art make sense to you later when it comes time to shade the area in, and give you another landmark between the eyelid and the eyebrow to help you estimate the distance between them. Be sure to get as much detail as you can in, even if it is just the outline of a shadow. And remember, we're still at the line art stage, so no shading yet. Next, put in the plane of the bottom lip of the eyelid. Again, I'm starting in the middle and working my way outward one line at a time, like a bullseye. I want to get the outline of this shadow in next, but there isn't much to line it up to, so I have to rely on my best judgment for now. I can adjust it later once I have the eyebrow in. The line for the plane of the side of the nose should be parallel to it. Then the only thing left is the eyebrow. Start by determining the distance up from the eyelid. Then all you have to do is get the angle of this bottom line, which is parallel to the axis line. To find the spot where the eyebrow curves, just go straight up from the end of the eyelash, or at least it gives you the top of the curve. See that? Just draw the outline of her eyebrow, not the wrinkles in her forehead. Don't confuse the two. That's going to get shaded in later. And finally, all you're left with is the angle of this line. Use the curve of the eyelash to help you estimate it. Just get the outline of the shapes in. No stray hairs, and don't worry if it's not perfect yet. You'll have plenty of opportunities to make adjustments before you commit to shading it in. And finally, put in the pupil. This should be easy now because you have so much information around it to help you. Use your axis line to find the center and judge the distance around the edge of the iris. On my drawing, the highlight sits right on top of the axis line and intersects the edge of the pupil. That's an enormous amount of information and should help me place it perfectly. Don't forget this plane under here. Just outline the shadow.